Thank you.
Sounds good.
And he kind of like walks off cheerily. You can see,
That
look,
guy enjoys his life.
This is how
He
you run an
must be a
order.
fool.
This is how you run an orderly society.
Ugh.
you can see as you guys are coming off of the docks and you finish handling the paperwork, whatever you need to. There are a blend of people here. There are the people of Corvair that that are clearly here visiting because they've come in through the docks or from travel and whatnot, and they look like the people that you would see anywhere else in Karnath, Thrain, Ondare, Breland, whatever. You know, they walk around with normal look on their face. They walk around with their clothing that they have. It's a little
Tunics.
haggard. Their
Tunics and
or whatever it
cloaks.
is. And then you have Kabara, which everybody here seems jovial. They seem happier. Not like there's something in the water or there's something in the air and they all drank the Kool-Aid or anything like that. They just seem like they're genuinely, like there's no stress on their shoulders. Like they are able to go through life like things are happy. And beyond that, it's almost like tearing a page from the history books. It's actually, roll me history checks, all of you, Stalber with disadvantage, I believe. This pertains to human culture for, if that affects
Well,
anyone.
yeah, that makes sense.
Keenan doesn't know shit about Kobara. It's the
Okay.
second roll I failed.
So,
Like,
Eric, you love history. This is actually something that Luca would have had an advantage on, which is funny. But Eric, you love history, and certainly the tail end of the Dakani Empire is something that you studied a lot. Stalbor, you love learning, but don't give a fuck about Corvair, at least until recently. However, you have had interactions with humans, your continent has, many times over the course of the years that have rolled on. Usually it's kind of like, yeah, we know you docked here, but it's not welcome to be, so fuck off. But you've read about things, and there's been sketches and stuff like that of the people. Their clothing that you see here, the actual clothes that they wear, it is almost like something from the past. It's almost like a tear out of a history book. Just like the styles that they use, it's very different from what you see in the rest of Corvair. Again, Reich, this is like, there's imagery that you have from the tail end of the Dakani Empire depicting humans and their clothing and whatnot, and it looks very similar to that. The colors, the style, so on and so forth. But anyways, otherwise, it's actually a nice city. It's kept clean. There is a bit of an odor to it because, again, it's a human city, port city, whatever it is. And there's a forest, like a very dense forest outside of it, which gives it both a little bit of that foresty kind of funk, but at the same time that wonderful like evergreen slash like maple slash oak kind of smell to it that permeates the air at all points in time. But I mean, the bakery has its sweet breads that are delicious, and the butcher shop, you can see clearly he's roasting something to make people salivate as they're walking past it, and so on. You guys are in the city, taking in these sights in the culture.
Stalbor doesn't get off the ship. It's like, if you ask, it's like everyone here is wrong or stupid. Now, I wouldn't mind maybe a trip to that forest. That might be nice.
Salbar, it might not be such a bad idea if you spend some time here.
Are you trying to say you have a problem with my attitude, Kieran?
I
would just say, in Goblin hasn't walking off the ship, maybe you'll get the stick out of your ass.
I don't know what you said. I don't appreciate it.
You maybe could plant the tree with the stick in your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just go about my business then, and I'll drop off what I need to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you go around and you're doing the dealings and everything that you need to, and you speak with the person in House Cannith that you're supposed to about the goings-ons. So after you're kind of done with your business at House Cannith, actually the person in House Cannith you're dealing with seems a little hurried. With it, like yes, please. Yep. And you brought everything. Is everything fine?
Yeah, everything's fine. Why are you in such a rush?
Things have just gone a bit sour lately, and so I'm just trying to, I suppose, make up for lost time.
Oh, then what matter?
You're Lyrandar, but you are officially here on Cannith business. And considering who it was that signed this paper, I imagine you're somebody that can be trusted.
And if you humor me, I will go faster. Promise.
Okay, well, there is a bit of research that we were doing out in the forests, a little bit a couple days travel from here, that has gone sideways. Well, our researching crew, they disappeared entirely. They just disappeared. And we sent another team to go find them and collect the research and bring them back and everything. And they disappeared as well, and this is when we were concerned. At first, we were thinking maybe they were attacked by lizard folk or something else that might be out there, but both teams went missing. So we hired a band of adventurers 3 days ago to find them, and we sent with that band a member of House Civis, one that carried with him a stone so he can communicate with us. I have the stone here, and yeah, I've received no message. They should have gotten there yesterday, and they're gone. So unless you're some sort of captain who likes to spend her time on lands, going against all sorts of danger in the aid of an opposing house, I'm really just kind of wasting your time here, aren't I?
How far inland is it? How many days?
Like, seeing that you're actually, like, he was kind of humoring you before, but it was like one of those fleeting hopes, seeing that you're asking that. He turns and he looks you fully in the eye and says, it's 2 days travel inland. If you can get any valuable information back for me, you and your team will get 500 gold pieces each. If you could bring back my research, I'll give you 1,000 gold pieces each. If you could bring back my people, if you could bring people that are missing, I'll give you 2,000 gold pieces each, please.
This isn't that bad. Like, let me go talk to my crew about this.
You see Reich just like slam through the door like, what I hear?
There's adventure to be had, right?
I was just kidding, but
Oh, damn. Like, let me go talk to my crew about this and we'll see what I can do.
Are you I suppose, a typical band of adventurers? That also happens to pilot captain a ship?
Yeah, more or less.
say that.
So should I assume that there's 4 of you?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I hire a team, they always seem to come in groups of 4.
There's an adventuring like law in Eberron that it has to be a 4. You can get 5, but you need a letter from
Yeah,
your
you need
manager.
a license. Yeah, you need a license. It gets really sticky in that point.
Certainly in Karnath.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so he's like, all right, well, if the 4 of you, that's 2,000 gold pieces each, if you were to bring everything back, that sounds incredible. I will get my arrangements together if you're interested. I assume a House Kundurark slip is going to be something that's fine for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, perfect. All right, yeah. You speak to them, and I'll try to find out what I can over here and make arrangements.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, wait. Are you familiar with navigating through forest-like lands?
No.
And your companions?
Maybe?
We'll discuss
I do-
details.
I
We'll discuss
do-
details later. Please, go.
I do have an elf. Like, from
I wanted
are there
that
forests in
line.
Arendelle?
That's all I wanted.
I do have an
I
elf.
have an elf.
Are there forests in Arendelle?
Racism.
No. You would know that Arenell is
Yeah.
extremely dense with mystical
Right.
forests.
Is it, I do have an elf. Like an Arendelle elf. I assume he
An
can
Arenell elf even. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, you should be fine. You should be fine. We have an accord. Speak to them. Convince them that they want to go on this adventure. Oh, this is wonderful. And the supplies you bought me have been behind in shipping for weeks. So thank you. Go. Like rushing you out the door.
So guys, a bunch of people got
Hero.
missing in the forest, and they need somebody to go look for them. There was valuable research that was lost. 2 whole crews have gone missing, never to be heard from again. Doesn't that sound like fun?
So, you went on land to seal
And they're offering
a
to pay us
deal.
2,000 gold each if we bring everything back.
That's
That is a sizable portion of gold.
That is, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Uh, I'm not usually.
Impartial for partial things.
Well,
Right.
if someone goes missing, it's usually magical, right? I'm a wizard.
And it's going into the forest, which you mentioned you had an interest in. Doesn't that sound like fun, guys?
We have been stuck on the ship for some time. I've been training, and have had little time to use my my skills. I think it would be nice to stretch out my sword arm.
Fuck
Awesome.
your arm. I want to stretch my legs.
All right, so it's decided.
Yeah. Luca, we're going on an adventure.
I will obey.
Beep boop.
Luke
Luca
is
back.
actually super happy about going on this adventure. He's been stuck on this ship for, like, he knows that his brother, when he was alive, spent a lot of time on a ship and whatnot, and so it's kind of like he's had this extra fortitude, like this extra like oomph to him. Like, I
He
know
should
like,
be
even
able
though
to
his
be on a
brother's
ship.
lost, like, I can handle it too. We're identical twins, and I've got a dragon mark. He fucking hates it. It's awful. He survived storms barely. He survived Kieran trying to kill him because she felt happy. Barely. Like, Kieran feeling happy is suicidal. You guys came across a fucking ghost vessel where he had to drag corpses into the ocean. No, he's not a happy boy. Yes, let's go kill something in a fucking woods and save people's lives. So, yes. All right. All right, so anyways, you gather up everybody together and go and speak with the member of House Cannith again.
What's his name?
Oh,
Never
Ashton.
asked.
Yeah, no, it's
Ashton.
Ashton. Yep.
Yeah, if you haven't asked, like, Stalbor would be, assuming we're in his office, like, just glancing at paperwork and, like, touching it a little bit to just see his name somewhere.
And one of the
then
things
he'll
that
be
you'll
happy.
notice, Stalbor, is when you're like looking at the documentation, it says Ashton Cannith. It doesn't have the D apostrophe.
Stalbor doesn't know what that means.
I know, but you would note the fact
Yeah.
that it's, you would be like,
It would
oh,
be different.
I wonder if it's a typo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You missed out.
okay. So yeah, you guys go and meet with him again, and he looks at the group of you. Luca's not here at the moment. Luca was actually like, I need to go to a bar and stretch my legs out and like relax for a bit. So you go take care of the arrangements. It's very unlike him, but he's also like, he just doesn't want to present himself in front of this person of note and represent his house when he genuinely just feels like garbage after being on a boat for so long. So he just doesn't want to misrepresent his house. So anyways, you guys go and meet with Ashton. And he's like, there's 3 of you, not 4?
Oh, he's not feeling well, but he'll be with us.
So there's 4 of you going on the adventure.
Yeah.
Terrific. Okay. And everybody is understanding of the accords?
Yeah.
Of the
Indeed.
consequences, yes.
Okay. Consequences? No, just kind of, the plan that we have moving forward. So, one of the things I do want to tell you is, because I think this is very important, of course, the adventure that you're going to go on, the research that they were doing, you see, House Cannith, as you know, we're not allowed to build Warforged anymore. Completely not allowed. However, there are still many Warforged that exist and want to continue doing so, and are looking to alter themselves in various ways. So we've sent people deep into the forest to find different types of woods or mosses or any way that we can use to alter them or enhance them in certain ways or make their lives better, because I'll be honest with you, there's a market for that, right? I mean, we like to pierce various parts of our body, and they want to have moss grow on various parts of theirs. It's just cultural, right? So what you're looking for is research pertaining to that. You need to find research pertaining to ways that we can alter the Warforged. So if you find stray pieces of paper or turned up moss or anything like that, anything that looks like it could be of importance to this, please do not leave a hammer lying on the ground because it just looks like a hammer. It might be one of ours, made with a unique type of stone that we're testing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. I'm glad to hear it. Now, there are a few other things that you'll find out there. Just collect all of it to the best of your ability. Now, the first research team that we sent in, it was exclusively House Cannith members. So it was there were 8 members of the house that all went missing, and I really do not want to fill out the report that they're all dead. So please look for all of them. They also had with them a handful of hired guards. The guards were you know,
Guards.
they were guards, yes. And he's kind of like sizing you up and kind of like looking you guys over. He's clearly been very removed from the rest of Corvair for a while. And then he almost seems like happy with the decision he's going to say. They're shifters. And you don't seem to care at all.
Shifters.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "Whew." They're shifters and they had an orc guide. So they were able to find where they needed to, no problems. Okay? The second team that we sent out, it was a mesh-up of researchers. It was 2 members of House Cannith and a handful of other, you know, aided researchers that we had. Now, those Cannith members were actually of importance, and so please, just anybody of House Cannith, please do anything you can to keep them alive. Other people too, but please, I do not want to fill out that report. They went out with a lot of guards, but those were guards of the city, and I haven't yet reported to the city that they've gone missing yet. So please look into that too. Okay, and then lastly, the adventuring group that we had sent out there. Well, I won't lie, I kind of grabbed the first adventuring group I could pay for. They seemed young and green. I'm hoping that they're just, you know, gaining some notches under their belt. So that's kind of the situation you're going into. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood.
Understood. Bring them back alive.
Everybody would be wonderful.
Well, we will do our best. Do you know anything about the dangers that might lie in the woods other than the usual?
Well, there are some unique dangers that exist in these woods. I've heard stories of things, but it's nothing you really should have to. I mean, they're like ghost tales because we've never encountered
Anything-
like that.
Anything verifiable? More like creatures. I don't care for the superstition.
Oh no, superstition is exceedingly valuable. It usually has some place in truth.
Okay, well, let's,
Right.
I suppose, unpack this one at a time then. Then, to you, Mr. Gesturing towards Reich.
Reich.
To you, Mr. Reich. Well, there's a very large, what's the word I'm looking for? Lizard folk. There's a very large lizard folk tribe nearby. It used to be 4 smaller tribes, but one of them kind of took over the others in the past handful of years. And so there's a large lizard folk tribe that's nearby, but we have a bit of a accord with them, so they don't really, the city doesn't, like, you know, but we have an accord with them where we give them, you know, things, and in exchange they leave our researchers alone. We present our banner, and they kind of let us pass. There are quite a few number of kobolds, like clans, I guess they are, in the area. But they're usually either enslaved or beaten by the lizard folk, so you don't have to worry about them generally. There are a considerable number of orc tribes around, and they're absolutely wonderful, just genuinely kind people, and certainly the kind that you would want to spend some time with.
I always forget about that about everyone.
Every once in a while, one of them will be a bit aggressive about where in the woods you are. Usually our approach to that is to leave immediately, wait till their attention goes elsewhere, and then return. So, you know, that's a good way of handling it. And they'll often tell you, again, like, ghost tales of things that live in the woods, but I honestly think it has something to do with their diet. They're mostly, they eat mostly vegetation, and without much meat in your diet, I can only imagine your brain just starts to deteriorate. So, I would just, you know, bring your food with you and lay off the mushrooms, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, so as for the warnings, and you are gesturing to Stalbor,
He doesn't reply.
the party elf, you are to answer your question, the orcs often tell us stories of ancient horrors that lurk in another realm that are going to burst forward, but I mean, some.
Well, if someone's going missing,
Sure,
It's very
sure.
easy they could have
But
slipped
ancient horrors,
interdimensionally.
you'd think we'd be able to pick up those. I mean, you seem like the kind that understands magic, especially with the way that you're speaking. You could detect those things, right?
Not when they're smart, my friend.
We tend to be smarter than most of these horrors. You know, that's why House Cannith happens to be the greatest of all the houses and sits on the largest bank account in House Kundarok, right? Like we're so grand of a house that we need three.
And it's fractured in three.
we need three branches to handle all of our wonderful machinations. You know what I mean? So that being said, we're usually 3 steps ahead of the game before they even knew that it was being played. I don't think that's it.
Hmm.
I have a question for you before we go.
Please.
And maybe you can get back to me if you get information later on, by the time we return. Do you know of anybody who calls himself the Gnomish Gorgon?
No. I've heard like that name before. It's an insult actually. So the houses in the countries are very different from one another. Obviously, you understand the structure of how things work. But we tend to work very closely with the gnomish binders of Zalargo. Well, not everybody in Zalargo is happy with that. They would like it if they pretty much gave all their business to Civis and worked more closely with Civis. Anyways, so members of House Civis that refer to the gnomish binders that work closely with House Cannith call them, Gorgons.
Got it.
Effectively. It's an insult being like you're a traitor of your own kind. Honestly, I think such small-mindedness and racism is just abhorrent. And how could you turn your back on your own people when they're just trying to bring progress and affluence to your own country? But it's an insult that's used for gnomes that are very close to House Cannith.
All right.
Why do you
Good to know.
ask?
Thank you. I came across the name recently.
Yeah, something we heard in our travels, and we've been pondering on it for a number of months. It's not exactly something you would normally hear in topic of conversation. And
No, absolutely not. Just as I'm sure there are words that, please, Kieran, excuse my language for saying this, but that's like calling you a half-elf. You just don't do that in polite
fucking
company.
rude.
Yeah, no, it's
cough,
just,
cough.
You don't do that in polite company, so I do apologize for the example.
All right, well, thank you for letting me know.
Of course. All right, well, did you have any other questions about where you were going?
Are there dinosaurs in Kobara?
Occasionally you will find some. There are some that will live deeper in the swamp areas. There are a few that live over there. But certainly, if you're traveling towards the western edges of Kabara, definitely are some dinosaurs that live over there. My opinion of dinosaurs are the bigger they are. So it's kind of like if they're really small, they're really dangerous. If they're that medium size, like maybe the size of, say, a large dog to the size of, say, an elephant, be very wary. They're probably going to kill you. If they're much larger than that, they're fine. Leave them, in case you come across them. Again, small, medium, big.
Just like people. The small ones are the ones you want to watch out for. That's what makes them interesting.
Yeah, but I see a big one right here, gesturing to Reich, that I certainly wouldn't want to mess with.
Yeah, giving a look over to Stalbor, like, hey, what the hell?
Stalbor kind of smiles.
He's like, all right, last little tidbit I'm able to give you before I just kind of, hand you directions. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to map the woods. We're not allowed to. It's literally against the laws, and so we don't have maps. Instead, we have very well written directions. before I hand those over to you, I will tell you, if you do come across a very kind orcish gentleman or lady that's willing to act as a guide for you, usually the best way to get them to do so is to always pay respect to them and their faith. Kind of do as they do when they do it, and how they do it. You can often offer them foods. I've noticed that they tend to like to bake goods. They don't have that as a part of their cuisine normally, and we all know how much a really good piece of bread is. I mean, come on. Bread is one of the most delicious things that's ever been created, right? And you bring them sweetbread? Whew. Again, those mushrooms don't exactly come with sugar on them, right? So something like that tends to warm the meeting with them, especially if it's fresh. But then kind of just don't be a dick when speaking to them.
All right.
Okay.
Good?
Good to go.
Oh man, I am just so relieved that you're doing this. Yeah. You know what? Actually, before you go, let me make sure I can help you out in your adventure. Here, hold on. Let me get just a couple of bits and baubles for you. And he goes over and he grabs like a couple of like little things and whatnot, and he throws them into a bag, and he hands the bag to you for you guys to take. And he's like, "Hey, you know what? This might help you on your adventure. Just be successful."
All right.
That's our intention.
Okay.
Yep.
Who grabs the bag?
I guess
I'll
I
grab
would.
it. Okay,
does?
then he gets it.
Yeah, I will.
Sober,
I'll
you
strap
notice he
it to
put
my haversack.
You notice he put several things in that bag, and it's actually light.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if it's any kind of bag of holding, I'll immediately notice I have like the haversack on my back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah, it seems very light despite all the stuff that he put inside there, which is nice. And with that, we are going to end this week. Oh man, I am.
We get stuff done when Luke is not here.
Yeah, when Luke is out here. Yeah, let's see. You survived
you
a couple of
guys.
storms. You know, you came across a ghost ship. You got a huge adventure with a big contract. Excuse me. Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay,
All right.
So, if you don't mind me going first, because I need to run really quick.
you got
Hi.
pee. Haha. Who are you?
Yes, I do. Really bad. I'm Eric. Yeah, you'll find me here on Fridays. I'm usually in the chats of the other shows. Join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh, say that again. Oh.
Bye.
Okay.
Hands
Ollie, who are you? How can we find you?
I'm Ollie at OllieRant on Twitch. Actually, Scott has a bunch of links to me all over the place because I'm great. I do my own stream on Wednesdays with Scott in it and Aaron in it. Actually, both of these two, where we're set in my world. Where if you think Eberron is like a twist on D&D, I also do a twist on D&D that's different, but kind of actually similar in some ways. It's cool. There's actually plot now. Usually it's just 4 guys talking in a tavern for 4 hours. But now there's actually plot because I got Aaron in and Aaron actually cares about plot. So,
I do.
on Tuesdays and Fridays, I do art streams, and then afterwards I play The Sims. The Cats and Dogs DLC just came out, and I have a kitten called Delric.
Oh,
He's very loud.
I hate cats, and so I'm probably loud because I hate my own
That's
existence.
why we did it, because you hate cats. And on Sunday, I'm going to be playing more Mario Odyssey. It's a really good time. Join me. If you haven't seen the ending of that game and you don't care about spoilers, go on my YouTube and watch episode 16 because the ending of that game is just mind-boggling. And I'm not sure in a good way.
Awesome.
I like the ending.
That's that.
Yep.
I liked the ending. I'm still confused about the ending. And it's a Mario game.
Kieran, who are you? How can we find you? Rinsen, whatever your name is.
I'm Aaron, and you can find me here on Fridays and doing 2 different games on Wednesdays with these 2 people. And I'm super active in the Discord if you want to chat there, and that's all.
All right. Well, I am Delric, You can find me by Googling Delric, and you can find the things that I do by clicking the links below. The only thing I always say is join the Discord. It's actually a really fucking awesome community full of great people that I spend way too much time doing, like chatting with instead of doing other things that I need to do.
Don't test me or I'll ban you.
Yeah.
Grr.
Don't worry, I'll ban all you and let you back. So, all right. I will catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
I actually entirely forgot to say a big thank you to, who was it? Silencio Steve, who gave redeems the 3 action points and gave the advantage to Kieran. Thank you.